Thomas, nice to see you again, friend. I think we could all just start with just an update. Obviously, it's the final game of the season, but just an update of your team's fitness and the injuries going into the games tomorrow, and just let us know how the boys are doing first of all.
Everybody's ready to fight, play, and run, so we're looking forward to it.
I think since the lockdown, I think you've been probably one of the most impressive teams since the restart of the season. Which is then obviously, as football comes with, it comes with a blip at any moment in time, and I think that's probably what we could call the result previously against Stoke. But your response was most interesting to me, telling everybody to kind of shake it off and go into this final game. So I asked you, how do you recollect your thoughts and now get yourself ready for this final push?
I think, honestly, in life and football, we'll get a few setbacks, and it's so important to quickly bounce back and come back on track and top perform in the next game. I think it is because of the context that let me put it this way: I didn't read any media the last 3 days. I don't think it would give me any good. I think there'll be a lot of so-called experts talking about this, that, and all kind of reasons. For me, it's because the context that we are going to be too clever, try to analyze things. Sometimes you can't sometimes there's not an answer. That's one thing. Second thing, for me, I think actually in many ways we played a fine game. This was a classic game where in 7 out of 10 we would get a draw or won the game. If you look at the chances, the way we played, the thing we created, which would in 7 out of 10 times be more than enough, and we will be in a top position before the final game. So I'm confident. Of course it hurt Saturday night. Of course it did. It's football, it's emotions. It hurt all of us, staff and players. But after 2 nights good sleep and rest and recovery, everybody Monday morning energized, fire in the eyes, smile, looking forward. We lost 1 game. We're ready to fight again. If anyone has told us before this season, little Brentford will be 1 point behind big West Bromwich, fighting for top 2 promotion, I think any of us in this virtual room would have taken it any day. And I promise you that the players and I and the rest of the staff is so ready to play tomorrow.
I ask you, I can hear the excitement in your voice. Are you ready for a straight shootout, and how do you kind of handle that? Do you still keep one eye on the other fixtures? Do you try and balance it all together? I mean, how does it work in terms of while you're in the midst of the game?
Of course, I think it's clear we need to win. No matter what, if we don't win, we give. I know all that. If we can get a point and West Bromwich lose, but then there's Fulham. So it's very easy. Just win and do it quickly, and after that we can look at the other results. But of course we will follow them. I'm not interested to know anything before halftime. That doesn't change anything. What was it? Yeah. Let's just win. We know it's not going to be easy. Barnsley are fighting for their lives. I've seen the last games. I think they deserve more in a game against Leeds, at least the points, maybe winning. I think they were better on the day, and I think they outplayed, outrun, and outfighted Nottingham Forest. So it's going to be another difficult game. It's the beauty of the championship.
I ask you, I mean, these are sometimes the most difficult games to face because, as you just said, they are fighting for their existence in this league. So, I mean, what are you kind of thinking going into a team? I mean, you've got your own competition to fight for, but they're again fighting for their lives in the championship.
No, but I think it was a little bit the same with Stoke. Also, if you look at them, if you look at that game, they gave everything out there, and you just know when you play a team, but it's the same. If you flip it around and you're asking Barnsley, what do you think? Brentford are playing for direct promotion, so they will say the same, that we will run like beast and do everything. So I think for the neutral watcher of the game, I think it could be a very interesting game.
How do you want your players to approach it? Technically, it could be the last game you do play at Griffin Park. So how do you want your players to approach it? How do you want them to kind of take that moment in?
We 100% need to take initiative, and we 100% need to attack from the first minute, and that's what we want to do. We know Barnsley. I think I'm actually quite impressed with the style, and I think they do it impressive in the way they press and how they create chances on their opponent's defensive third. So, but we need to attack.
My final question to you, Tom, would just be, what's been your favourite memory and moment? I actually remember when you were appointed, I had the honour of obviously doing your opening press conference and the rest of it. So what's been your sort of favourite moment and memory down at Griffin Park, obviously being the manager down there?
A favourite moment?
I know, playing with your mind at this moment of time, isn't it?
Yeah. The good thing is there's a lot of top memories. But I think we all remember the maybe last minute winners, or the important games. So I will mention top three. It will be the Bolton game. We won 1-0 after we had a bad spell. It will be the Aston Villa game where we beat them 1-0 at home, live on Sky, where we played a top game. I should have won 3-0. And it will be the Millwall game where we were down 2-0, winning 3-2.
Top man. Thank you so much, Tom, man.
Welcome.
Hi, Thomas. Hi, Thomas. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, hi here.
Thomas, when football restarted again, you were 10 points adrift of automatic promotion. Now you're only 1 point away. So does there need to be a bit of realism in terms of knowing how far your team has come? And as you said at the beginning of the season, you'd certainly have taken this with one game to play.
100%. I 100% agree. It's I think it's really impressive what we've done throughout the season, I must say. But maybe even more since the restart. 10 points after West Bromwich is a huge gap to close over 9 games. We are 1 point after them now with a better goal difference, massive better goal difference. So we still have 1 more game to go. So maybe we close the gap. We never know.
Is it easy to try and wipe the memory from the Stoke game out of your mind and out of your players' mind when you consider the previous 8-match winning run?
Yeah, I think it's honestly, of course, it was tough for Saturday night, but after that, it's easy. You've been on such a good form. We know it's not the last opportunity. It's not like we lost a final or something like that. So we know we have another opportunity Wednesday night, and we know, okay, if that doesn't pay off, we know we're going to the playoff, being the informed team.
Barnsley, they need to win as well. As has been said before, it could be the final match at Griffin Park. Do you expect it to be quite an emotional evening tomorrow?
Yeah, I think, especially if we go out directly, there will be a massive emotional evening. I think if we don't go out directly, I think we know there'll be 1 more game, a semi-final. But of course, if we go out directly, that would be a crazy moment.
You've only conceded 3 goals since the restart, and there's a lot of talk when people think about Brentford about the front 3. But how pleased are you about your side as a defensive unit at the moment?
Very, very pleased. For me, that's the single area we improved the most this year, and I'm very, very pleased that we managed to improve it this much. Only conceded 36 so far is extremely impressive in this league, and we know that's the area we need to keep working on, keep improving, because if you want to achieve something, you need to be very good defensively.
And just finally from me, West Brom against QPR tomorrow. Are you expecting your West London rivals and Mark Warburton to do you a favour?
they are footballers. They want to win football matches. They're competitive. Every time they cross that white line, they want to win. So I can't see why they shouldn't want to win tomorrow.
Thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome.
Hey, Lauren. Okay, Lauren's on there. We're going to Phil.
Hey, Thomas. The sort of pendulum of pressure swung over the last sort of week, hasn't it, really? The pressure suddenly was a little bit more on your team on Saturday, and now it's West Bromwich Albion tomorrow who have everything to lose, I suppose, again, isn't it? So you just have to go out there and win the game.
Yeah, 100%. It is. It is like that when let me put it this way: that mentality or that mental pressure. What is that? How does people react to it, and how does player react to it? Some players are just growing and getting even better. For example, a player like Saban Rama, I don't know if there's anything that is stressing him. He's just growing in that environment. But of course, when you have something to lose, it's that strange thing that changes the dynamic sometimes. Of course, that can change the dynamic of West Brom tomorrow. I don't know. I guess that Slaven Bilic will speak about that, so he can answer that question. But it's just like in a normal football match. When you're suddenly leading 1-0, sometimes it changes, and then the other, even if you've been on top for 20 minutes, then the next 5 minutes, very often that the team who's 1-0 down, they'll then suddenly attack because, and it should be the other way around, because when you are leading, you should just go. You should be positive. You should go for it. But I guess that's a part of the law of sport that can that happen. But no matter what, we will bounce back. We've done that the whole season. It's incredible that we lost 9 games with 1-0. 1-0, 9 games is unreal, especially if you look how we've dominated actually all those 9 games. Let's just tell you everything about how marginal football is in terms of how you win a football match. But we're ready. The energy is back, the smile is back, the fire in the eyes, the desire, and we are ready to play 1 or 4 games in the rest of the season.
The away game at Barnsley for me was, I mean, it was a potentially difficult game. The conditions on that Sunday lunchtime weren't great. We knew Barnsley obviously had defensive frailties, but they were pretty good going forward. For me, it was a game where one or two of the newer players, Christian Norgard in particular, suddenly clicked. It suddenly realised, what the championship was all about. I think it was almost a staging post at the beginning of the season, which as a squad that everyone seemed to kick on.
Yeah, that's a good observation. I think also the first time I changed to the 4-3-3 and got Christian in his potentially best position. Sometimes I think he definitely can play in it too as well, but he is like the missing link or the last one, part of the puzzle that now suddenly just clicking. So that was a very tough, good game from us, and I think we from that stage we actually just kicked on, or finally kicked on, because I think, for example, we won 3-0 against Derby, and there was other good results where I thought we could see on the training pitch that it looked interesting. But yeah, that was so now we can that will fit well. If that was a game where we really kicked on, then let's finish it tomorrow.
Has Ollie Watkins got extra incentive to try and beat Alex Mitrovic when it comes to the number of goals that they score in the season, or does he mind if someone else gets the goal that wins the game and maybe does the business?
If I ask him if he wants to get promoted to Premier League or be the top scorer, he will say both. If he can only choose one, he will say direct promotion. Of course he will.
and it's a game where both teams really need to go out and win. But is that actually a good thing from the way that your team and you like to play the game, to play the match?
Yeah, I think both the way we like to play, we like teams that want to go toe to toe. That's not the same that we can't lose a game against a team that go toe to toe. Because I respect Barnsley hugely. I think the way they play is very interesting, and I think they are in a very good form. If you look at their results since the restart, I think 5 clean sheets and creating chances every single game. They are, including the top 4 teams, the team that create the most chances in open play. That's very impressive. But I like it when team open up and both teams want to go. So actually, on a day, it will be who is the best team in these half transition, because there will be a lot of end-to-end situations.
Thank you, Thomas. See you tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you.